Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to generate static routes for pages with ID using generateStaticParams in NextJS 15 and above. So let's see an example of that. So here you can see inside the main page I have just created some link tags, and here we are just navigating to product/1, and this could be product/2, and this could be product/3, right? So something like this. And if I here you can see I have inside I'm using app router obviously, so I have created one folder called products, and inside this it has this ID tag for navigating in it, and inside we have just created this page.tsx. Now ignore this part for now, I'll just comment this out. Now to get the ID of the page we have to use something like this, params. Now previously before NextJS 15 you won't use promise, but from NextJS 15 we have to use promise, so we have to await for it to get the actual ID. So once we get the ID we just display it inside our HTML tag. So pretty simple. So let me quickly show you the output. If I run npm run dev, and here is the output running. If I just go to my browser, refresh it, okay, so here we have 3 pages, and if I click on the first link it navigates to /product/1, second page /product/2, and for third /product/3. okay, now this is fine. Now what if we try to build this particular NextJS application? So I'll just run npm run build. Now what happens is that given that this is a dynamic ID, it is in square brackets, right? So it is a dynamic page, so NextJS won't know what kind of content needs to be rendered on this page. That's why it treats this page as dynamic. So if I come back over here, so now my app has been built. So if you see this product/ID, it is representing this symbol which stands for dynamic over here. Our rest of the pages are static, but this particular page is dynamic. Now I don't want it to be dynamic, so suppose this now varies. Suppose if you are doing an API call over here, then maybe you want to keep it dynamic. So if your data is constantly changing, no point in making it static, right? But what if the data doesn't changes much? In that case, if it is a completely static page, you want to create it static. So in that particular case you can use this export async function generateStaticParams, and here you will have to pass the ID on what all page you need to create static. So at the build time itself NextJS will create static routes for this particular page ID. But suppose if you have a page of ID 4 as well, then that would be dynamic. It will only make page with ID 1, 2 and 3 as static. So that's the trick over here. Now again if I just run npm run build, it will tell you that products with ID 1, 2 and 3 are static, but if there are some other IDs for products, they would be dynamic. So let's just wait. Output, there will be no change in the output. So here you can see now it is showing this dot which is SSG pre-rendered as static HTML. Now just be careful, like I mentioned, if you have an API call, don't test it using npm run dev, test it using npm run start. And to use npm run start, first you have to run npm run build. That is the only way to check whether you have proper data or not. But suppose if you are trying to render new content from your API continuously, then going with this generateStaticParams route does not make much sense, at least in my opinion. But I think they are working on something called pre-rendering, something like that concept, but it is still experimental at the time of me recording this video, so I'm not going into that. So yeah, that's how you can use generateStaticParam. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.